Birkat Levana, and in Birkat Levana there were some fascinating ideas and concepts, and we learned how great it is to welcome the new month. Here, Rabbi David Abudraham brings a question and answer quoted by, in his time, from the Av Bet Din, Rabbi Avraham ben Rabbi Yitzchak, to Rabbi Yosef ben Pelat. And he asked him, why is it that on some mitzvot we say brachot on the mitzvah, and some mitzvot we don't say brachot on the mitzvah? For example, we all know we say mitzvot on talit, tefillin, Shabbat candles, holidays, sukkah, and so on. But for example, giving tzedakah, there's no mitzvah. Standing up for your parents, there's no mitzvah. Leaving leket shechicha and pe'ah, things in your field for the needy, there's no mitzvah.
No bracha.
No, sorry, there's no bracha. When I mean that, I mean no bracha. And returning a loan, there's no bracha. Returning a lost object, there's no bracha. Returning a stolen object, there's no bracha. And it'll take us more than one Dvar Torah clip to talk about it all, but for one, he says some mitzvot, when you begin doing them, you don't know if you're going to finish doing them. For example, let's say if you're a dayan, you're a judge in the judicial court. So it's a mitzvah to judge people in court. But the problem is that you don't know if they're going to accept your ruling. So what are you going to say, a bracha over the mitzvah? And you don't know if they're going to walk out and do what you asked them to do. Sometimes you cannot force them, and therefore you don't know that you can, with surety, say that you have completed the mitzvah with a bracha, and therefore not to do that. And and some mitzvot they do not have a maaseh. Some mitzvot don't have an action. So when they don't have an action, perhaps you cannot say a bracha for them. For example, like when you leave your a portion, like leket shechicha and pe'ah, a portion of your grains or your produce in your field for the needy. How do you comply with that mitzvah? How do you complete it? You just harvest what you need to harvest, and then you leave it. So there's no action, there's no positive action involved in that. But let's take it to Rosh Chodesh for a minute. He says, why don't we say Shechianu on Rosh Chodesh? Maybe we should say Shechianu on Rosh Chodesh, or at least I'm reciting Hallel for Rosh Chodesh. And he says, the idea there, because Rosh Chodesh normally is not always 30 days. Some Rosh Chodeshim are only 29 days and a half between one month and the next. And when you don't have at least 30 days between every milestone of happiness that you want to rejoice and say and thank Hashem, then you don't say Shechianu. And likewise, we don't say Shechianu every Erev Shabbat, he says, because it's great and it's a mitzvah to observe Shabbat, to do all the mitzvot of Shabbat, but because you don't have 30 days in between, then you will not have a Shechianu. We'll try to cover more of these as we go along in the next forthcoming days.